Yeah, no. I wake up inspired. You too, Eve? Yeah, totally. But there's not a lot of time in the day. Jack does. Tired or inspired? Personally, I guess for me personally, when I was young, I was like very much into graffiti. So I was always drawing typography, and from the drawing typography, started drawing dimensional shapes, and so got really interested in architecture at a young age. And yeah, I think graffiti for me, but that's like really a long time ago. I went to a school in Eindhoven, the south of Holland. Basically, it was a production drawing. I basically was taught how to produce print-ready files. The Mac was sort of introduced, and I noticed the big change in design and production process, and that's where I decided that I needed to go towards design and not production. Initially, obviously, we worked at Dunbar, then I talked for Eva as well here. Yeah, so we moved to the United States, worked there for an agency called Otherwise Inc. When we came back, we started working at Dunbar again, but realized at some stage that we wanted to have our own agency, which we set up in 2001. So the Netherlands has a very large Indonesian community, and obviously when you go to Bali, you will see a lot of Tokos. So there's a lot of Tokos, but in slang. So when we communicate, I'll ask you, what's the name of your Toko? Because it means it's a small independent shop. You try to carve out a path for yourself, and you try to thrive on creativity and design that you appreciate, that you think is good. And so our work is in that regard very conceptual. At least as much as we can, we try to infuse it with a good concept, and then we start designing. I guess the challenge is that you need to find clients that appreciate that as well. So the challenge for us is always to don't look too frustrated when a client clearly doesn't understand your really good intentions. And that is like overarching all disciplines of what we do. Typography does play a large part in our process. And the reason is because the work that we do is very often indeed conceptual, which means that we don't really immediately reach for a beautiful image or anything. We try to probably solve things within the means of what we have, within the objects of what we have. So if there's a toolkit of elements that we can use, we'll use it. If we need to reach out and get a photographer involved or anything, we'll do that as well. But very often the solution lays in the immediate elements that we can work with. So very often that is typography. It's a very big part of design toolkit, very important part of the design. Maybe the most important part. I think the understanding or things that I learned whilst being there, and speaking to Chinese designers and people and creatives there, really helped sort of, I guess, our conversations with Judith, who's the owner of White Rabbit. Yeah, it's just the idea of how you're educated and understanding of Chinese creativity is really interesting compared to ours. We are always looking for an alternative truth, where I think in China the truth is the only option. So basically it was an international competition to celebrate the dragon, the year of the dragon. So from all over the world, basically people did submit posters, graphics, illustrations, taps in the shape of a dragon, basically everything you can imagine. And we were invited to basically submit something as well, and that then would become part of the Cultural Museum of Beijing, part of their collection as well. So Eva came up with this idea to celebrate basically every dragon year since its supposed origins, which is obviously either mythical or not, right? So we don't really know. So the book is basically 4,700-ish pages, which go back to the start of the myth. Yeah, well, that's always a problem. You can't do it. You can't protect it. That's the problem. We have a lot of issues with IP, breaches, but I think we just try to be a step ahead. It's a thinking process. I think 50% of what we do is think, and the other is 25% might be design, and the other 25% is production and management. So that might be a little bit off as in percentage wise, but design is about a thinking process and not about a copying process. So it's very sad that it happens a lot, but it's just the nature of it now, I think. Really be active. You will see that if you go, and do internship, where you go and you do, you need to apply for jobs. If you have a bunch of work that you created yourself, doors will open. It's not about skill, it's about passion. And really it's all about passion. Because you don't need to learn the skill. What you need to learn is what you love to do. And once you work in an agency, people tell you how you need to do things, how things work. You learn the actual skill at an agency or practice, wherever you work. Right now, you need to generate passion. Get really excited about what you do, and I think that is what we try to. And I think that's what I totally advise. Activate yourself, generate that passion, make sure this is what you really like, and aspire for the future.